Greetings, brothers and sisters. So this is just a quick video on one of JoJo's hilarious gaffes at his 2-hour-long press conference. One of my viewers sent me it last night. You see here, 1 year in, Biden confronts the limits of his power. Biden ends the first year as president with bleak, discouraging marks from the public. And so I looked into that. This is MSNBC, and they're just painting him like this is a depressing photo of a sad old Mr. Burns-looking MNFer, right? Magoo. And, like this was inevitable, right? And then, of course, the New York Post, the MSNBC is pro-Biden, but New York Post isn't. Bumbling Biden, I guess his press conference was a disaster, according to the Post, like all of them are. So, yeah, I mean, he's, got dementia. And so I might go through this and cover some of it. I'm not watching all 2 hours of it. And so, I might find gaffes and whatever it is. But somebody sent me this from yesterday.
And it's going to be very difficult. Yes.
Thank you.
I want to say, from what I saw as he moves along the press conference, his energy is like he just can't be up there for 2 hours. This was a mistake. I guess they felt like they had to do it. It's been a year since he's been elected president, so they felt like, it's a disaster. His presidency is already a disaster, and it's just going to get worse, which, we all knew it was. At least I did. And his energy is just really low. And then he gets this question dropped on him.
Thank you very much for this honor, James Rosen with Newsmax. I'd like to raise.
Now he realized this guy was Newsmax. Now I'm not a Newsmax fan. It's a Republican, whatever it is, right? It's not a truther channel like some people think it is, but it certainly isn't MSNBC or Fox. And this is a real question asked in a. This reporter does a good job of asking this question in a respectful way, but it's brutal, and you can already tell he's getting, defensive and smug.
Delicate subject, but with utmost respect for your life accomplishments and the high office you hold.
See, this is his smug look. Like he knows, he's at least competent enough to know that this is going to be rough right here, and he's getting his. This is what he gets like when he's questioned. He gets angry, he gets smug. I mean, he's just, he doesn't have good coping mechanisms.
A poll released this morning by Politico Morning Consult found 49% of registered voters disagreeing with the statement, Joe Biden is mentally fit.
That's funny. Half the country thinks that you are not mentally fit. Right? He just laughed. Because look, he's got that smug reptilian face and smile on, right?
Percent of registered voters disagreeing with the statement, Joe Biden is mentally fit. Not
Whoa. Whoa, where'd they get that? Who?
Even a majority of Democrats who responded strongly affirmed that statement.
Well, I'll let you all make the judgment whether they're correct.
Well, so the question I have for you...
No, you're not moving on that quickly, bud.
Sir, if you'd let me finish, is why do you suppose...
That's the reptilian laugh there, the smile, that's just smug, arrogant, right? It's gleaning over his mental incompetence and his bumbling nature and his crooked, deviant character qualities, right? And so it's it doesn't work anymore as you get older. Like he's just sad and pathetic, right?
Such large segments of the American electorate have come to harbor such profound concerns about your cognitive fitness. Thank you.
I have no idea.
I have no idea. This is so great. I have no idea. Let's watch that again. This the last part here.
Have come to harbor such profound concerns about your cognitive fitness? Thank you.
I have no idea.
It's so great. It's the worst possible answer, right? The majority of Americans think you have mental issues, that your mind is breaking down, that you have dementia and you're not mentally fit to do your job. Where do you think they get this idea? I have no idea. The majority of Americans believe that you were bitten by a cursed wolf and you are now a werewolf yourself. Why do you think they believe this? Right? My dog just looked at me. Well, the dog's in here. And so, it's the worst possible answer. I don't know. Why do you think they think you're crazy? I don't know. Why do you think they think that your mind doesn't work anymore? I don't know. I don't know anything. I don't know. Right? And so I guess this was a pretty disastrous press conference, but this is, a standout moment. At least I hope it's a standout moment. because this is pretty bad, right? This is just the question itself, the poll numbers, and his JoJo Magoo's reaction, right? His clueless reaction. See, the thing about this is, like I knew, and I think many of you knew, that this was inevitable. We saw JoJo Magoo. I mean, I covered this for the last 3 years. I couldn't believe they were running this guy because he was clearly mentally broken down. He was never a good candidate. I showed you, I've showed this over and over again. There's a 2015 hit piece done by CNN and Breonna Keeler, who used to be a reporter and now has her own show. She co-hosts a show on CNN, and she slathers all over Joe Biden, and she hated on Trump for so many, last 4 years. But in 2015, when Hillary Clinton was going to be the candidate of choice, they did a hit piece on Joe Biden, and they said all of it, that he was a Gaff magnet, that he's a liar, that he's a groper, a snoozler, a sniffer, all these things. I've showed you this before. They knew about it. They all knew. Letterman made jokes about him. Jon Stewart made jokes about him. Like everybody knew that he was a disaster as a politician, as vice president then, and, the years before when he ran for president the first time, when he was caught plagiarizing. He ran for president 3 times, never polled over 1%, never was a serious candidate. And then they exhumed this guy in a field of bad candidates. He was the worst one. They were laughing at him. Cory Booker and Kamala Harris were laughing at him. Nobody liked him, right, in terms of, the majority of people in America. He had some following just from Obama and from, Obama supporters and the old Clinton supporters, the old guard. But, he wasn't polling above 20%, and the media just covered for him. He was arguing with people. He was, he challenged a guy to a push-up contest, an IQ test, and he was calling people names. Like he yelled at this one woman, like I showed you that from PBS. It was just a nice reporter asking him a question about that other interaction. I've showed all these things in the past. He was losing. He challenged a guy some guy asked him at a factory about, firearms, and JoJo Magoo got mad and challenged him to come outside, like step outside, like he wanted to fight him, like just losing it, angry. And then he walked off stage a couple times, like he didn't know where he was. It was just really bad. And that was just as he was running for president. Of course, he's much older now. He's 2 years older. And, the New York Post did an article about how he's been hid more than any other president, right? They did this with Ronald Reagan in his last years when he got Alzheimer's. His son said, he had Alzheimer's for like 2 years, when he was president. And he was the country was run by his handlers, and he was just gone mentally. And so on top of that, the country's in a horrible position right now, right? It isn't like there's some win that can be done here. There's inflation. The economy is collapsing. They fan the flames of division, right? There is just a divided country. And when a country is divided, there's no, a family's divided, a corporation's divided. There's infighting. then there's all this drama and there's no way to move forward to work together to, fix problems and all these other things. But, the main thing is the debt, right? There's no way to fix the economy. It's a Ponzi scheme. And then there's the moral breakdown and all the rest of it. So there's no way to fix this problem. And so they can't blame Trump anymore. They'll try, but they really, American people are over it. And so they just have JoJo Magoo as the fall guy. But then they have Kamala that nobody likes. And, I mean, it's just a disaster on every level. Not that the Republicans have a solution. But now they're finally dealing with the fact that they pushed a mentally incompetent, even before he was mentally incompetent, he sucked, a politician that's a person that's generally unlikable and, a Gaff magnet and just a poor person, a poor character, just a not a good person and not very likable. And because they didn't act like real media and confront his mental handicaps, his mental breakdowns, his dementia, and these things, they're having to deal with it now, right? And, when the country's like even more up shit's creek. And, hey, JoJo Magoo, the country thinks that you're mentally incompetent. What do you think about that? Oh. Right? And so this is where we are. Only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely pointing for the apocalaughs and the ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.